Remember those childhood holidays spent chasing thrills, giant rides, and quirky attractions across Australia? What if I told you that many of those places no longer exist? From giant cows to dancing horses, today we're taking a nostalgic journey through 12 Australian holiday destinations from your childhood that have vanished, but not from memory. Wonderland Sydney. If you grew up in Sydney during the 1980s and 1990s, chances are you spent a summer day screaming on roller coasters, racing through water slides, or laughing at cartoon-themed rides. Welcome to Wonderland Sydney, a theme park that captured the hearts of families across Western Sydney. Wonderland was divided into three main sections: Gold Rush, Medieval Fair, later renamed Old Botany Bay, and Hanna-Barbera Land, with the Australian Wildlife Park opening later to give visitors a taste of Aussie wildlife. It was a place where the smell of popcorn mingled with the thrill of fast rides and the excitement of meeting beloved cartoon characters. School holidays and weekend trips were never the same once Wonderland became a staple of childhood adventures. But like many iconic destinations, Wonderland couldn't escape changing times. Its closure in 2004 was a shock to loyal visitors. CEO Stephen Galbraith attributed the park's demise to a combination of consistent losses, the ripple effects of the Asian financial crisis, the collapse of Ansett, the Iraq War, and the devastating 2003 bushfires. Despite the gates shutting for the last time, memories of roller coasters, water slides, and family laughter live on. Even today, former fans continue to petition for Wonderland's return, proving how deeply it was woven into Sydney's childhood. While the rides may have stopped spinning, the nostalgia keeps the spirit of Wonderland alive in the hearts of those who once called it their holiday playground. Magic Mountain, South Australia. For anyone who spent their childhood summers in South Australia, one name instantly brings back memories of laughter, sunshine, and long days at the beach: Magic Mountain in Glenelg. During the 1980s and 1990s, it was the go-to destination for families looking for thrills and fun, all in one place. Magic Mountain wasn't just any theme park. It boasted the largest water slide in the Southern Hemisphere, thrilling generations of kids and teenagers. Beyond the giant slide, there was a mini golf course perfect for friendly family competition, dodgem cars that sent siblings bumping into each other, a shooting gallery, and gaming arcades that kept rainy days exciting. It was a place where summer holidays felt endless, and memories were made with sticky ice creams and the sound of laughter echoing across the park. After 22 unforgettable years, Magic Mountain closed its gates in 2004, leaving a hole in Glenelg's summer scene. Though the park is gone, locals still reminisce about the magic it brought to their childhoods, from soaring down water slides to competing on mini golf courses. Even today, older South Australians speak fondly of Magic Mountain, recalling its bright colours, thrilling rides, and the sense of adventure it offered to every visitor. While the gates no longer welcome families, the nostalgia for this once beloved playground keeps its spirit alive in the hearts of those who spent their summers chasing excitement and fun. Old Sydney Town, Somersby. Long before interactive museums became a staple of school excursions, families flocked to Somersby to step back in time at Old Sydney Town. Opening in 1975, this heritage theme park brought Australia's colonial past to life, letting visitors wander cobbled streets, watch historical reenactments, and explore buildings recreated from the late 18th and early 19th centuries. Old Sydney Town was more than just a museum. It was an immersive experience. Visitors could witness mock duels, stroll through an authentic colonial village, and meet costume characters who acted out the daily lives of early settlers. Children played in the stockade, explored period cottages, and learned history not from books, but by living it, if only for a day. School groups and families alike found themselves captivated by the mix of entertainment and education. Despite its popularity, the park closed in 2003, ending nearly 3 decades of historical adventures. Economic challenges and changing tourism trends were cited as reasons for its closure. Today, the site serves a new purpose as a filming location for television and movies, but the sounds of children laughing and horses clattering along the streets remain only in memory. Even now, those who visited old Sydney town as kids remember the thrill of stepping into Australia's past. The reconstructed colonial buildings, interactive shows, and hands-on experiences made history tangible and fun. While the gates no longer welcome curious families, the spirit of old Sydney town endures in the hearts of those who once wandered its streets, imagining life centuries ago. Bullen's African Lion Safari, Victoria. Not every childhood memory takes place on a roller coaster or a sandy beach. Some come from moments of awe and wonder in the most unexpected places. For families in Victoria during the 1970s, one such unforgettable spot was Bullen's African Lion Safari, just outside Melbourne in Rockbank. This was no ordinary zoo. Visitors drove their cars through open enclosures, coming face to face with real lions, tigers, elephants, giraffes, and even bears. The thrill of seeing these majestic animals roam freely, just meters from your car window, was unlike anything else. Children pressed their faces to the glass, parents clutched the steering wheel, and every turn offered a new spectacle, blending excitement with a hint of danger. Yet the very wildness that made Bullen's Safari so thrilling also led to its downfall. In 1977, a visitor was seriously injured when a bear attacked him through his car window, sparking safety concerns that could not be ignored. The park soon closed, leaving only memories of roaring lions, towering giraffes, and the smell of adventure that filled the air. Today, where the animals once wandered, a restaurant stands in quiet contrast to the roar that once echoed across the property. Still, for those who experienced it, Bullen's African Lion Safari remains a symbol of childhood wonder, a fleeting taste of the wild that for a brief moment brought the African savannah to Victoria's doorstep. Magic Kingdom, Sydney. Long before Wonderland captured Sydney's imagination, another small amusement park brought magic to families in the western suburbs. Magic Kingdom, located in Landsvale, opened in the 1970s and quickly became a weekend favourite for local children and their parents. Though modest in size compared to later parks, Magic Kingdom offered a slice of wonder for its visitors. Colourful rides, carnival games, and cheerful attractions created an atmosphere of excitement. During its peak, the park was promoted on television with catchy commercials featuring the song Magic by the band Pilot, embedding itself in the memory of a generation of Sydney-siders. Children eagerly awaited weekends when they could spin on rides, win prizes, and enjoy an escape from everyday life, all within the park's compact yet lively grounds. Yet, like many childhood favourites, Magic Kingdom eventually fell victim to change. By the 1990s, the park closed its gates for the last time, and the land was later sold to developers. The roller coasters, game stalls, and cheerful colours were replaced by houses and streets, leaving only memories of laughter, excitement, and the thrill of small-town adventure. Even decades later, those who visited Magic Kingdom remember it fondly, recalling the buzz of the rides and the smell of popcorn on summer afternoons. While the physical park is gone, its spirit lives on in the stories and nostalgia of the children who once ran through its gates, discovering the simple joy of magic in their own backyard. Fantasy Glades, Port Macquarie. For kids growing up along the New South Wales coast in the late 20th century, few places sparked the imagination like Fantasy Glades in Port Macquarie. Opened in 1968, this small theme park was a world of magic, wonder, and adventure, where children could step into fairy tales and meet characters straight from their storybooks. The park's charm was unmistakable. a towering Cinderella's castle welcomed visitors, while witches and a giant pink dragon added thrills to every corner. The dragon, with flashing eyes and smoke and water spraying from its nostrils, became an iconic feature that left children wide-eyed with amazement. Families wandered the pathways, discovering whimsical gardens, themed displays, and interactive attractions that brought stories to life in a way few other parks could match. Fantasy Glades operated for over 3 decades, delighting generations of local and holidaying families before closing in 2002. Though the rides no longer spin and the dragon no longer breathes fire or smoke, the park's magic lingered in the hearts of those who once visited. In 2015, Jeff Crow acquired the keys to the site, revitalising the grounds with greenery, plans for a cafe inside the castle, and 9 self-contained cottages. As of 2023, Fantasy Glades remains on the market, waiting for someone to revive its charm. Until then, memories of pink dragons, Cinderella's castle, and enchanting afternoons keep the spirit of Fantasy Glades alive for those who remember childhood summers spent wandering its magical glades. Cadbury Visitor Centre, Tasmania. For many Tasmanian families, a trip to Hobart wasn't complete without a visit to the Cadbury Visitor Centre. Open for decades, this chocolate factory attraction was more than just a place to see sweets being made. It was a full sensory experience that delighted children and adults alike. The centre offered guided tours through the factory, where visitors could watch chocolate being crafted, learn about the history of Cadbury in Tasmania, and of course, sample freshly made treats. The smell of chocolate filled the air, and laughter echoed as families navigated the displays and interactive areas. It was a place where children's eyes widened at the sight of flowing chocolate fountains, and adults indulged their nostalgia for a favourite childhood treat. Unfortunately, by the early 2000s, the centre faced declining visitor numbers. Health and safety regulations had already forced tours to stop a few years earlier, and in 2015 the doors closed permanently due to a lack of tourists. While the visitor centre is gone, the building continues to produce chocolate, quietly maintaining its role in Tasmania's confectionery legacy. Though families can no longer wander through the factory, the memories remain vivid. Sticky fingers, chocolatey smiles, and the excitement of seeing candy made from start to finish. The Cadbury Visitor Centre may be gone as a tourist destination, but for those who grew up with its tours, it remains a sweet reminder of Tasmanian childhoods filled with chocolatey wonder. Sega World, Darling Harbour. At the height of the late 1990s arcade craze, Darling Harbour in Sydney became home to a high-tech indoor wonderland, Sega World. Opened in 1997, this futuristic amusement park promised excitement, video game adventures, and a chance to experience cutting-edge entertainment under one roof. Sega World was designed to thrill. Visitors could explore interactive arcade zones, ride motion-simulated attractions, and immerse themselves in the worlds of their favourite Sega characters. The neon lights, flashing screens, and energetic soundtracks created an atmosphere that felt both electric and otherworldly. For many kids and teenagers, weekends spent at Sega World were unforgettable. A blend of gaming, adventure, and imagination come to life. The park's operators hoped the 2000 Summer Olympics in Sydney would draw crowds and boost its popularity. But despite the influx of international visitors, Sega World struggled to maintain its numbers. After just 3 years, the park closed its doors in 2000, leaving behind only memories of high-speed rides, arcade challenges, and laughter echoing through neon-lit halls. Though the building has since been repurposed, the nostalgia for Sega World remains strong among those who experienced it. Kids of the late 90s fondly remember the excitement of stepping into a digital playground filled with adventure, colourful lights, and iconic characters. Even decades later, Sega World lives on in memory as a fleeting but unforgettable slice of Sydney's entertainment history. El Caballo Blanco, Sydney. Not every childhood memory comes from roller coasters or water slides. Some come from awe-inspiring live performances that leave you breathless. On the outskirts of Sydney, near Camden, families flock to Australiana Park to witness one such spectacle, El Caballo Blanco. Opening in 1974, this Spanish-inspired attraction became famous for its arena shows featuring the legendary dancing horses. The park offered visitors a unique combination of entertainment and elegance. Children and adults alike were mesmerized by the synchronized performances of the Andalusian horses, their hooves pounding in perfect rhythm to music, while riders in traditional Spanish costumes guided them through graceful maneuvers. It was a world where skill, beauty, and spectacle came together, creating memories that lasted long after the show ended. Families wandered the surrounding park, enjoyed picnics, and marvelled at the blend of Australian hospitality and Spanish flair. El Caballo Blanco remained a highlight of Sydney's theme park scene for over 3 decades. But in 2007, the doors closed, leaving fans and locals nostalgic for the shows that once filled arenas with excitement and wonder. The horses may have moved on, and the crowds have gone, yet for those who experienced it, the magic of El Caballo Blanco is unforgettable. Even today, stories of prancing horses, rhythmic hoofbeats, and dazzling performances keep the spirit of this iconic attraction alive, reminding a generation of Sydneysiders that some childhood experiences are simply timeless. Zertz, Sydney. In the early 2000s, Darling Harbour in Sydney became home to a dining experience that felt like it was straight out of the future. Zertz. Opened in 2000 just ahead of the Sydney Olympic Games, this innovative restaurant and entertainment venue promised a blend of technology, style and fun, unlike anything seen before in Australia. Zertz was revolutionary for its time. Each booth featured a touchscreen computer, allowing patrons to order meals, drinks, and even desserts without ever speaking to a waiter. The futuristic design, sleek interiors, and energetic atmosphere made it a hotspot for families, tourists, and tech enthusiasts alike. Kids were fascinated by the screens, while adults enjoyed the novelty of controlling their dining experience with the tap of a finger. It was an interactive adventure as much as it was a meal, turning dining into a playful, high-tech experience. Despite its popularity and the Olympic boost, Zertz struggled to maintain momentum. By 2003, just 3 years after opening, all Zertz locations closed their doors, leaving behind memories of flashing screens, futuristic decor, and the thrill of dining in a way that seemed ahead of its time. Even today, Sydneysiders who remember Zertz recall the excitement of pressing buttons, watching their orders appear, and feeling like they had stepped into a high-tech world. Though the venues are gone, the innovative spirit of Zertz lives on in memory as a snapshot of Sydney's experimental turn-of-the-century entertainment scene. Leyland Brothers World, Newcastle. In the early 1990s, Newcastle welcomed an adventure unlike any other, Leyland Brothers World. Opened in November 1990 by the famous Australian explorers Mike and Mal Leyland, the theme park captured the imagination of families eager for a taste of the outback and a hands-on adventure in their own backyard. Leyland Brothers World combined education, excitement, and amusement. One of its standout features was a 1/40th scale replica of Uluru, allowing visitors to marvel at Australia's iconic landmark without leaving New South Wales. The park also offered rides, a playground, a roadhouse, and a museum, creating a lively space where children could explore, play, and learn all at once. For school groups, the bush camp with a capacity for 144 students provided immersive outdoor experiences, fostering teamwork, creativity, and a connection with the Australian landscape. Despite its popularity, the Leyland brothers eventually sold the park in 1992. While Leyland Brothers World as a themed attraction no longer exists, the site continues to operate successfully today as the Great Aussie Bush Camp. maintaining a spirit of adventure and education that echoes the original vision. For those who visited in its early days, memories of climbing the Uluru replica, riding amusement rides, and sleeping under the stars at the bush camp remain vivid. Leyland Brothers World may no longer welcome families under its original name, but it lives on in nostalgia as a symbol of Australian exploration, adventure, and the joy of discovering your own country in playful and unforgettable ways. The Big Cow. Australia has always had a love for quirky roadside attractions, and few were as instantly recognisable as the Big Cow on the Sunshine Coast. Erected in the 1970s at Kulangor on the site of a dairy farm, this 15-metre tall bovine with bulging eyes quickly became a must-see stop for families travelling the coast. The Big Cow was more than just a photo opportunity. Visitors could tour the surrounding farm, learn about dairy production, and pick up local products while posing beside the towering cow for a holiday snapshot. Kids marvelled at its size, while parents appreciated the combination of fun and education. For decades, it symbolised the charm of Australia's big things culture, standing proudly alongside other iconic structures like the Big Banana and the Big Pineapple. Yet as years passed, tourist interest began to wane. By 2016, the Big Cow had fallen into disrepair, and along with the nearby Big Macadamia Nut, it was closed. Simon Ambrose, Chief Executive of Visit Sunshine Coast, reflected that while these large roadside icons were beloved in the 1980s and 1990s, contemporary tourists simply weren't as captivated. Today, the Big Cow exists mostly in memory. For those who grew up taking the family road trip to Kulangor, it remains a nostalgic image, a giant, friendly cow, the laughter of children, and a time when stopping for a quirky photo was as much a part of the holiday as the journey itself. And there you have it, a journey down memory lane to the Australian holiday destinations of our childhood that no longer exist. From whimsical theme parks to giant roadside icons, these places may be gone, but the memories they created will stay with us forever. So next time you think of your family holidays, remember the laughter, the adventures, and the magic that shaped a generation of Aussie kids. Which of these places do you remember visiting? Let us know in the comments.